YouTube, and welcome back to my channel. As you can tell by the title, this is 7 reasons why Tom Holland is not the best Spider-Man. And I'm just going to jump right into it. Let's start with age. I'm not exactly sure where this concept came from, but believe it or not, Peter Parker is not supposed to be such a young teenager. Ask any comic book reader. The original Spider-Man in the main universe was already 28 years old. Like I said, I can't piece together what put people under this impression, but he's definitely not supposed to be the age Tom Holland looks in his movies. Maybe it was the fact that the Sam Raimi trilogy started him out in high school, so people were put under the impression that he was too old to be a high school student. Which brings me into the second reason: education. In Sam Raimi's first Spider-Man film, Peter Parker was most likely a senior. I say this due to the fact that the following Spider-Man film had him in college. However, I'm willing to make an exception for this one because in the MCU, Parker doesn't just go to high school. It's a specialized high school that has their careers set for them, similar to a college. Number 3, the suit. I'll admit, it's one of the best Spider-Man suits. It's not bad looking at all. I'd honestly see myself as a hater if I didn't like the suit one bit. But depending on how you look at it, the suit development for any Spider-Man of any kind expresses a sentimental part about their character. For Andrew Garfield's Spidey, it expressed the vigilante in him, someone with an ulterior motive. For Tobey Maguire, it was about creativity, even when there's a goal to reach. In Tom Holland's case, simply getting a minor upgrade from Tony Stark resulted in a lot of non-reliability towards himself. You'll hear more about this later on. Anywho, speaking of Tony Stark, one thing the MCU gets wrong is Spider-Man's relationship with Iron Man. In the comics, Spidey doesn't really like Iron Man. If anything, he does the opposite of look up to him. Before I get another scoundrel in the comment section calling me out for comparing the MCU and using the comics for better judgment, just hear me out. If there's one thing in the MCU has fully embraced about the comics, it would be Peter Parker's quipping. He does it a decent amount of times compared to Tobey Maguire. What I'm getting at is the Peter Parker from the comics that I'm comparing Peter Parker to in the MCU is original, therefore meant to be the most accurate and authentic. Same goes for Tony Stark. They have the same personality-like traits that will always stick with them no matter how you see them. Anyways, picture the exact same characters from the MCU and put them in the comics. The difference is Spidey doesn't like Iron Man very well. Instead of being so mesmerized and overly thankful for the upgrades he's being gifted, Spidey is annoyed and practically offended by Stark because it's more like he's trying to quote-unquote fix everything Peter Parker's invented. This actually starts a fight between the two in the MCU. In the MCU, this is the complete opposite. Number 5. As I said, you'd hear about it more later on. Self-reliability. Beyond the suit, Peter counts on Tony Stark a lot more than he should, to the point where the only thing he does on his own is make his web fluid. Once he gets the suit, he doesn't appreciate it enough to not hack into it to unlock even more ability Stark had stored for him. There are several other examples of Peter not being a hero that relies on himself like the others. The only thing that saved Spider-Man Homecoming from being a terrible movie is that when the suit was confiscated, Peter had no other choice than to be the friendly neighborhood hero he was before Tony Stark acknowledged him. Remember back in the early 2000s where a Spider-Man film was just a film? It didn't rely on references, Easter eggs, or anything other than character depth. Number 6 is just that: character. Throughout the MCU, Spidey is much less character and more of a sidekick for the other heroes that already coexist. An Iron Man fanboy, and someone who's an Avengers wannabe. The main cause of this is the MCU's connectedness to the character. It puts some viewers under the impression that the whole point of him being in the MCU is to put the other MCU characters to use. As a result, it lacks the actual character pieces that give the hero the depth that it needs. Last but not least, consequences. There is a huge plethora of mistakes throughout Spider-Man Homecoming in a way that keeps the movie going because bad things just happen, and Spider-Man just saves the day with no sweat up until the ferry incident. Like when the sandwich shop in Queens is destroyed. No one dies, miraculously. He endangers the lives of the decathlon team by leaving them at the competition. Not only do they win when MJ takes a guess at the final answer, they all survive the incident. Looking through all of these reasons, in my humble opinion, most people who believe Tom Holland is the best Spider-Man casting are those who have a cinematically distorted image of who Peter Parker is meant to be and how Spider-Man is supposed to be represented as a hero. Thank you all for watching this video. Leave a like and give me your thoughts in the comment section below. See you guys all again next time. Goodbye.